Glad I checked.
Good job.
Elijah said hello, and we
Hello.
also say hello.
Say something so I can
Not
make sure
me.
you're good. All right, you're good.
Something?
Something.
All right.
Volume check?
Yeah, we are
Yes.
okay.
I mean, Nev hasn't said anything, so we don't know.
No, not at all. All right.
She's just muted the whole time.
Sorry.
Oh my god, how could you?
Yeah, typical bullshit. We're here. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. You may have heard of it, known by that guy, Gary Gygax, made the game. Not really much like it since he used to play it. A little different nowadays. For example, he a dear person. They might have had that, but not playable. But yeah, we're back. This is the Tales of Revedia. We are here, doing stuff. So, briefly recap last time on our D&D game. The party is traveling through the Emerald Lane, a big old jungle filled with dinosaurs and lizard people and crocodile people and all that stuff, to meet up with a party of literally a second spawn, not a child, but literally him. Like, was it osmosis? Sparks. And as they are meeting up, they are making their way to an altar to Mistra in order to solve a problem that has been going on for a while now. But on the very last part that we stopped, the party had taken a rest in this clearing as they gotten rid of all the Yanti that were in the area, attempting to ambush the secondary party. And had you guys got to traveling yet? I don't think you'd left.
We had literally just finished our rest, and
Yeah.
we were like, yeah.
So, as the party is getting ready to leave, they've also found themselves upon a new compatriot, a Crocs named Rusk, who jumped down in the area as this group of Croxigors were observing their fight with the Yanti, was killed and then revived. Another Croxigors did not have anything to do with him because he died and he's a loser for that. And through some means, I think you spooked him or something, or he owes you his life now. He is now allied with you, and you convinced him to guide you further south to gonna take me a second to remember the names of all these places, because there were names. The Falls of Utsap. There we go. That's it. But with that, you guys are in this clearing. Sparks is keeping a distance from Sparks because good idea. And everyone else is there as well as you guys are going around making introductions to the other players. Let me pull up their names. I actually forgot that.
Just for the record, I
Yeah.
see that I rolled an 18 intimidation to get Rusk to be Jogan's pet.
Companion.
And where is... I have their names saved somewhere, god damn it.
I've got
Because I know they weren't all introduced.
Vaughn, Branfred, that's all I have written down.
Are they not in our DMs? Or did I have them in my notes? I thought...
I don't think we know. Or maybe
I
you
have-
said them once and I forgot to write them down.
No, because I
Vaughn
gave Joe
and
the list of them a
Ranfred.
while back, I think.
No,
Well,
the issue is that you gave me the list of what they did, not their names.
Sparks.
You told me the classes.
Oh, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, so Von Lace, the Human Wizard, Kinsov, Goliath Barbarian, Ranfred, Martel, Human Ranger, and Ellis Rivara is going to be a bard. I'll just, I'll just repost that so you have it. Or I can do this. I sent this to you in, May. But as everyone is gathered around, making introductions and such, yeah, I'll just copy paste the whole thing so you guys have it.
Oh, you did? Wow, that was a long time ago. I cannot be held responsible for things you sent me in May.
Okay, I can't even be responsible for what I'm doing right now. Um, Ranfred makes his way over to you after saying something to other Sparks. Was like, "We can be there by nightfall if you all want to go today. It shouldn't be too much of a hard trip. And your friend seems to at least know the way, maybe a little bit better than I do, or at least know the jungles. Because I'm still not quite sure of all the we'll call threats in the area."
He's pointing to the Croxigal when he says that, right?
What's up?
Is he pointing to the Croxigal when he says friend?
No, well, more like general creatures.
Oh.
But he's included. I'm sure. But I can at least. Where is the cup, which had the tea in it? Right in front of me. I can at least make sure our trails are clear for anything else trying to follow us.
We've certainly taken down a big group. I think we should go now before they have time to regroup.
Yeah, because what, two of them escaped, I think?
Yeah, at least two.
Yeah.
Alright. Should I ask your friend, your crocodile, to. I don't want to communicate with him, but if it's part of
I
my
mean,
job, seems like he's not taking this well.
He, well, he said to us that he wouldn't take us to the tiers because of bars. He said specifically to, he would direct us away, so it's probably not very helpful to have him.
Well, I'll lead the way then. I'll let the rest know to gather their things. As he makes his way back over to the group with everyone else and sort of walks away.
I don't know where I'm going.
No, he's gathering stuff. No, I'm telling everyone to get their bags so we can start walking. I wasn't asking you to lead.
Well, it sounded like you said lead the way, so.
No.
So, guys, we're gonna be going on a journey, aren't you, Happy Galus and Taryn and Zeltha? Yay. Who's liking home so far?
Well, we don't seem to be welcome, which is. I don't love to intrude on other creatures' homelands, as strange as this place is, but with any luck, we can make it to our destination without disturbing too much of the tense relationships of the people who dwell here.
I mean, Galus, to be honest, no one's really welcome in the jungle unless you're like 15 feet tall and a lizard. So.
I've got that. Yeah.
Like to avoid.
Our family has lived here for generations, so yeah, you just kind of have to, duck and weave. Get a sixth sense for hiding.
Right. Well, I think we have that among us at the very least. Any spots you think we should see?
I mean, not really this far south. Like
Any
if we
spots you
were
think
up
we should
near,
avoid? Sorry.
well, you should always be looking up at the trees, keeping your eyes open, because there's plenty of creatures that hide in the canopy that would like to prey on the creatures. So we need to stay low in the jungle foliage so we don't get spotted by the big predators.
I see.
How many more
Well,
of those serpent-like individuals should we be expecting to run into or try to avoid? Because I'd
Well,
like to try and avoid them.
we don't usually see them that far south, so if they've come south, they've probably come at least tribe strength. So, and they were led by the giant, so probably like a lot.
do they have
Fine.
a specific aim, antagonism towards your altar?
Um, Maybe they don't like a lot of magic in general. I can't think why they would want to come south unless they were looking for the altar themselves. And they certainly weren't a friend of the Croxagore, who is keeping it safe. Well, attempting to keep it safe.
So are we gonna have to face those Croxagore when we reach the altar?
I mean, maybe. I think more than likely we're just going to have to deal with bars because they said that they don't really go there because they're afraid of it, him.
And Vaz is their god?
Well, they said
Something?
emperor.
Emperor.
Boz means
Ruler of
emperor,
some
not their
sort.
emperor.
Yeah.
So maybe they're a god, you know?
Well,
I don't know. I've not really talked to the big lizards before. Usually they see me and then try to kill me and then I run away.
I vote we avoid them. Because I'd not like to run into them again. Because that didn't go so well for some of us.
I mean, well, you'll have to talk to Dragon about that because we literally have one right there. And I point to him.
Well, he's an ally now, so that's okay.
He's not
You're
very
an ally,
ally-like.
right?
Hmm.
Then can you tell us? I'm left curious. Can you either of you tell us what manner of creature Boz is?
Boz is not just he's not like a person or like a Saurus. He's Boz. It's not the same. He's he's where he needs to be, and he sees all that happen once you enter his domain.
Uh-huh. I see.
Because Boz is the reason. Very rarely, creatures in the creatures in these lands will be born with his golden eyes, and those creatures are usually killed very quickly because it's said that through eyes of gold, Boz sees all.
Oh, Baz is a Gould, I understand.
What?
Sorry, that was out of character.
Oh, I suppose it's not just a creature like prey that roams the forest. Nor does he anything that hunts it, for he has no need to hunt.
So other than like, the gold eyes and stuff, what else is he scaled? Or, fleshy like me? Well, like them, or like third, like me.
I have never seen Boz in my life, nor has anyone
But
I know. The shaman tells stories of Boz, and he says Boz is a creature that is the jungle itself, in many ways. Whether that mean he has bark for skin or wood for bones, I don't know. But he's always talked as if he's a part of the earth. That's why Boz sees all, because wherever you are in his, you are within him. At least once we move further south.
So maybe sort of like the essence of the jungle in a way.
Hmm.
What does essence mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the spirit of the jungle.
Yes.
Hmm. So is it safe to assume that this Boz already knows that we're here?
Hey, man. I said, this part of the jungle, we are not out of his strong domain, his strong place. But the further south we go, the more we will be. That's why it makes it a bad idea in order to go do so. However, I don't know why. Under normal place, creatures like the snake men aren't allowed to get close because they can't find it. Long time ago in our history, there was many battles as they tried to venture their way further south and come down closer to Baz, but for whatever reasons they came and for whatever reasons stopped them, it seems like they were never able to find the place. So either something was stopping them, maybe you all must have some blessing about you that lets you find this place.
Yep.
Either that or
that's
we're
us.
going to
We're
wander the
blessed.
jungle forever.
No,
Hmm.
no. We're blessed.
As looks you up and down as you say that. Okay.
Hmm.
It's this way, and I turned to the other group. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Ranfred comes over and he comes over to take the lead. South we go. And you see him cast a spell, which you would recognize as Pass Without a Trace, because you have a very large group.
Oh my God, Zelda can do that.
Yes,
We
you,
We got
Right.
one of you too.
and as
Oh my God, are you like the same?
No. I mean, I'm actually the only one that's not repeated. Oh, and Dragon. We have a larger group.
no,
Hmm.
yeah, no. Oh yeah. I mean, they don't have a sorcerer. Only
True.
yeah, only
I mean, they
only
do.
Kalis is repeated. He's a wizard.
No. They do have a sorcerer. His name
Oh
is Sparks
yeah,
too.
fuck off.
Har har.
Just the ladies that can't be replicated, I say.
Yeah, but they got
Oh.
a bard, which is better, you know. Whee!
As you guys begin to make your way further south, we'll say we'll just post it up here. What is like your guys' like marching order? Ranford's gonna
Do
take
what?
the lead. Marching order. Assuming that this
Oh.
guy over here, that says Vaughn, that's not Vaughn. I don't know where it ran.
Oh god. I can't.
Sparks 1
Jesus.
will be towards the front of the group, and Sparks 2 will be towards the back of the group.
Yep. Okay, that was a given. Thank God.
I was like, we're both in the middle, but then I was like, probably for the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at the front too because I want to lead like perception checks and stuff like that. I mean, unless Zelthar, you want to do that. But...
I prefer being in the front end, yeah.
Okay, then I'll just go just behind you.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
I guess I will bring up the caboose in this instance.
Well, let me just.
What order is the other group in?
I'm just grabbing one of the tokens real quick. If you say where you going to sell that Zelthar?
Like closer towards the front with the help with navigation, things like that.
We can have the rangers leading the party.
As best as I can. I don't know jungles. That's not my territory.
Good time to
Yes.
learn.
I have Sparks one on my side though. Cross fingers.
Cool.
Oh, Zelfar, we haven't talked in ages. Do you want, like, we should talk, about how you've been getting on,
About what? I've got
You know?
Nar.
How are you?
Uh,
I mean, I
fine.
haven't seen you in a while.
Let's see.
I saw you
Also,
yesterday.
we'll come in the middle.
Right, no, I give the remember swapping sparks?
Oh, that's right. It's
Look,
hard to keep track.
we haven't had a chat. I've seen you, but like we haven't. It's been the other sparks for ages talking to you. It's just like hey.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of hard to keep track, you know. I talked to one. I think I talked to both. What? It's a little
No, we're not
difficult.
psychic yet.
You'll work towards that,
Hey,
I believe.
Sparks too. Could we work on the psychic thing? This would make this whole conversation thing. Yeah, I think I can learn that spell. Thanks, buddy.
Which is the one that has more impulse control? Was that Sparks too?
Alrighty, and there you go. So if I'm gonna take it with the middle with y'all, that is totally wrong.
Can you not? Thank you. Go that way.
There you go. So you able to see their name.
Sorry, Liz.
Hmm?
Pretending like you're talking to me. Jug the cat.
Yeah. Don't. Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Cool. We'll say
Have a rest.
Jungam is over here. Front, but a front, middle side. Did you say you were in the middle of the back turn?
I'll be towards the back.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hey, Taryn. It's been a while.
So you'll be back
I
there
suppose
with
it has, huh?
Sparks 2. And then the other guy in the back would be this sort of large, like bulkier Goliath guy. You see him even in this incredibly sweltering, like hot, humid weather. He's got like on these like very heavy like coats, as well as having it's not. At first, you mistook it as a weird sheath, but he just uses a he has just a massive club. Funnily enough, huh? But yeah.
I'll just like I am from a distance. Give him a nod.
Hmm.
You know.
Okay, but with this, you guys all begin to head further out into the jungle. I'll roll Ranford's survival checks, and also at advantage because it's helping. And if you and Taryn and Sparks 2 would like to make perception checks at the rear, and you want to, or if you want to do the one at the front, I guess you could make a perception check for the front and back, Sparks.
Yay.
Oh, God.
Isn't this fun?
Oh, did somebody roll for me?
No, I'll just click on your token. It wasn't for you.
Oh, okay.
So that's the front,
Somebody's impersonating my D&D character. Help!
and that's the back. Wow, they're really good rolls.
All right, really good rolls.
I guess this
Oh,
is what it feels like to have a simulacrum.
Yeah, essentially.
Hey, both characters at one point are going to be able to cast simulacrum, so we can have 4 Sparkses.
Oh,
You just
lordy.
duplicate it.
I'll start killing them.
It's like this.
Oh, God.
All right. But as you guys begin,
My Hero Academia all over again.
oh fuck, heading further into the jungle, things seem to be pretty uneventful. There is like the occasional sounds of roaming beasts. You guys sort of stop to let things continue onwards, at least more so you can get through undisturbed without making a commotion than it is an actual threat. With a party of this size and of like your guys' competency levels, combat isn't the issue, it's convenience. And something that was very expressed by Ranford is that it's sometimes just more advantageous for us to just not be in an area to fight in the first place, even if it isn't a hard one. But as you guys continue traveling further south, and what little remaining, or what little the sunlight is beginning to sort of fade, blocked out by the canopy, which already is not much of, and darkness begins to sort of fill the area, and the shadows expand and lengthen around you all. The sounds of the forest begin to change at night, as the different creatures that are normally atop the canopies for safety during the daytime are coming about to roam as predators who use this time while the other animals are sleeping to make to make their marks are out and about now. And there is this clear, like, sort of change in energy in the jungle as it becomes to get darker and darker. And um, while you guys are traveling together, not like sort of on top of each other, but in like a relatively like closer like knit group, just for the sake of
Yar.
spell radiuses and all that shit, as well as also not getting lost, because you realize that like it would be very easy if you guys got separated, or it'd be very hard to find your way back to each other, as you're sort of trying to push your ways through this sort of large amounts of like thick foliage and just general jungle debris. Um, but your journey eventually takes you closer back towards like where like the river was that you had seen when you were on sort of at like the top of the valley looking down in the area where you had seen the crocodile like creatures like Rusk earlier, but you're much further south than you were from that point. And Sparks, I'd say, yeah, no, everyone rolled well in their perception checks. You notice peering out of the darkness occasionally whenever you do see an animal, this as birds atop the trees, or like a monkey swinging through the trees, or any of these nocturnal creatures. You occasionally see these small glints of light peeking out through the darkness, almost like as if you were seeing light shining on a coin far off.
So like cat size.
Kind of like cat's eyes, yes. And it isn't until one of the creatures, as you guys are also traveling quietly, kind of, there's like a monkey swinging overhead that sort of yells in surprise and notices all of you before swinging away. But you notice that its eyes are entirely, the entire like pupil and iris of this are just this glittering gold.
Huh.
It's almost sort of like enchanting for it when you see it as you find yourself caught. And you hear Rusk say, "This means we're too close. This is not good. Don't eat anything here."
Wouldn't even know what would be safe to eat.
Too close to the altar?
If the eyes have become gold, these are the creatures of golden eyes. That means they dwell where Bast is. It means his
Should we
powers
make
are
camp?
strong here.
Well, let's not ruin anything and
D-
get in, get out.
And he looks like he doesn't have very many facial expressions, but you can tell from his body language he's like visibly like unsettled.
Are we still going at the heading towards our destination, like
Yeah,
directly towards it?
yeah. Ranford says, "We can push through the night. It's only going to be maybe another 2 or 3 hours. It's dark, but it's getting a bit harder to navigate. But I don't know how well everyone can see through the dark."
Not. Wait, I can say.
You have goggles of night vision. That is true. I forgot
I
about that.
don't. That's different. I have a different thing. When we,
He's a wow look.
yeah.
Is
We're
what?
good.
No,
Devil's
good.
Sight, maybe? I don't
Yeah.
know. Something. Eldritch Sight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
We can
Well,
travel
like-
easily at night.
Do you think we should like stop though? Like, so whatever bars is we can, be prepared for.
If you feel we need to, I won't oppose to it. I just don't exactly know how
I
we're going to
just-
make preparations against it. Whatever it could
well,
be.
Dragon can make a temple, can't she?
That'd
It
be
makes no difference to me, but
That would be
want to
incredibly
stop?
conspicuous.
It would be, but it would be also defensible.
Well, I feel like we should try and get in and get out real quick and just not cause a scene or a ruckus or a huge temple beacon pointing at us.
Taryn. When have our plans ever worked?
That doesn't mean we shouldn't
What does
keep
that
on
mean?
trying.
What?
Don't
You
worry
see,
about
Renford?
it.
Well, you see, we make these elaborate plans, and then as soon as we get to the enemy, shit, all hell breaks loose.
This isn't elaborate though. This is just get in, get
So
out,
we've
be
got.
quiet.
Yeah, but we don't know what we need to.
And you hear from the back, I am not tired if we want to keep moving. Ellis and Vaughn.
The-
That's Kinsaw, the sort of Goliath guy. As he sort of peeps up, there's this sort of deeper voice, very loud in the silence of the jungle.
Oh, okay then. Right, we'll keep going. It's fine. It was an idea. That was all.
Is he in front of us?
Yeah, he's
Well,
behind.
like me and Jugun and Sparks too.
Yeah, I assumed you guys had like moved it because it sounded like you guys were talking like as a group thing.
Yeah.
So I assumed you guys
Yeah,
stopped for a
yeah.
second.
Well, I mean, Sparks would, like the other Sparks would still be quite far back because of,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
issue.
The distance thing.
Issue.
short of reversing gravity like that again, everything's still possible for me.
Perfect. I don't see a reason to think very hard about this. Ranford, can you please start walking again? As he says up towards where Ranford is. It's like, we'll get to it, Ken. Calm down. Don't mind him. He's antsy.
Is that a golden-eyed creature still near us?
No. It like once it like because you guys are like kind of like stealthing through the forest. Once it like stumbled upon you, it got like spooked and ran away. But occasionally, like if since you're pretty perceptive, you would see like creatures in the distance, or you'd see like lights like glinting through the foliage.
Can I get close to any of them as we travel, because we're stealthing?
Yeah. Actually, I would say as you guys are sort of continuing to push forward, could you all make me stealth checks? With it'd have a +10 on it, of course.
Not stealthing.
So
But
30.
I have to roll it twice.
I just need to get within
Ugh.
60 feet of one of them. Is that possible?
Yeah.
I cast the magic awareness, and what's up
Okay.
with that? Golden-eyed monkey.
Oh, you're talking about okay, monkey specifically.
All
Because
those are.
if I
Just
If
whichever
there's
creature is
a-
nearest.
That
the
has
first
golden eyes.
golden eyed creature you see and you'd be able to sneak up to would actually be you would think it was a monkey or something at first. As it's sort of like near the base of the tree, slightly climbing up it. But as you get closer, eyes piercing through the darkness, it seems to be an insect of some type. And as you get closer, you notice that the eyes on the side of its head also have this vibrant gold, almost like beacons. And it's like a 1.5 foot long praying mantis.
Oh. And the golden glow, is it some sort of enchantment? Is it magic?
Yes. It seems to be divination.
Okay. And I'll just share that with everyone. Just give them the quick update.
And
What is
at that
that?
point, Vaughn is the wizard. He would speak up. That checks out if that's the case. If it is using golden eyes to see through things, some sort of scrying, maybe.
Which one is Vaughn?
The one.
Okay, the one in the middle. Gotcha. Cool. Oh, the
Hopefully.
bard is named.
Ellis.
It's fine. It's
Me. Ellis. You should be able to hover over and see what it is.
Well, I can see his sparks too.
No, I feel like if
No,
you
he's
hover
just
your
like-
mouse over there.
I see.
Yeah, that means it works.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought that was funny. I thought that was a good one.
ho ho.
What about can I ask since we've entered the across that first golden-eyed creature, the terrain going forward as opposed to the jungle before we encountered them, do I notice anything special about the terrain here or any changes?
Make me a survival check. Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, big
Very
money,
good,
no
guys.
whammies. Hey, Zelthar, can you take a look at this too, please?
You can either both make it or one at advantage. I'll allow it.
Just roll your own thing. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, please roll your own.
Okay.
So, taking the lead is Ranford's handling the navigation, and you guys are what's it called, sort of examining the area going forward. So, important thing to mention is that since you guys are traveling like near the river, you do see like a lot of animal activity. Just because it's going to naturally be around that area, because creatures that either would get their water at night or things that would be like in that area. The trees themselves, though, they don't seem super like different. The ground under your feet still feels like sort of like the same. Ugh. It wouldn't even be like a thing where you notice it at first. Everything would seem like very normal as the rest of the forest. But as you guys have been traveling for maybe like 10 minutes or so, and you find yourselves like sort of still examining the area, you realize the area looks exactly the same. Like whether it be the details and scratches on the bark where like leaves and stuff are placed, it looks almost as if like someone did like a copy paste of an image and you're moving through that now. But from what you can tell based on like the mountains in the distance and the river, you still seem to be going forward. This doesn't seem like you're like backtracking or anything or getting lost.
Zelthar / Elijah, or when did it start to repeat? Like
Uh
what was the
since you guys had that conversation where you said it was only about 2-3 hours away, maybe like it would have been shortly after we saw that praying mantis, so maybe like 45 minutes after your guys' conversation.
Okay, so it's like the terrain inside the boundary of the golden-eyed creature is repeating itself, but it's not the same as the terrain outside of the golden-eyed creature's zone.
Yeah, so it's a thing that at least you didn't notice it out there, but like now that you're down here, it looks like maybe like every like 100 150 feet or so, things look almost exactly the same as they did previously.
Can
I see.
I look for like illusions, like illusionary terrain and that sort of vibe?
Make me an investigation check.
I'm like, okay, so I have a question. Can both sparks do it, and can both sparks use their Tides of Chaos as a reroll
No.
advantage? Okay.
They are two separate characters effectively. Yes. Unless you're
I wanted both of them to do separate rolls and both of them to have advantage because of their advantage thing. That was why I was specifying. But if not, I'll just do it once.
I'd say do it once because this is going that is the start of a headache which I did not want to make for myself.
You sure? It could be fun. Investigation. God, that was awful.
It doesn't seem to be anything illusory.
Well,
Do feel like a strong ambient like magic in the area, and you would know that like that's like an obvious thing because this is a point of like convergence. Because our Mistress altars are at magical like convergences of ley lines, which was old information from like 2 years ago.
yeah. So, would being a creature of wild magic myself. Weird question. Would I be able to sort of like, I guess, attune myself to almost like to the ley line and head towards the focal point, if at all possible? Would I be able to feel it?
I'd say that'd be possible, but it would also take time. That's not something you could
That's
really
fine.
do while traveling. So if you wanted to call for a stop or something, so you could attempt to do that, that'd be possible.
Guys, does it kind of feel like
Feels weird back here, as you hear the spark speak up.
kind of feels like we've been traveling the same route over and over again. I wanted to. I don't know if we're heading the right direction. I think we're being misled, like Thingy said, her Croxical friend, lost in the jungle.
Yeah, and Rusk hasn't said anything this entire time. He's just been sort of silently trudging along with you guys.
I don't know if I can, but I think I might have a way to. I couldn't find that it was illusion, but I there's definitely some sort of magical thing intercepting our natural traversal.
And then at that point, other sparks would sort of speak up, as more towards you. Yeah, ever since we got to the jungle, it feels strange. Like navigating shouldn't be as hard as it is. But also like, do you feel like? I also feel like we're going in the wrong direction, but the mountains say we're going right because the mountains are still passing.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea?
At first, I thought like maybe it was illusionary terrain, but
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
tried, but I tried to look for it, and I couldn't notice any of the shimmers that you normally get with the illusionary terrain. So I was thinking, how we're magical creatures, right? Me and you.
Yeah.
We can feel the power of ley lines. Well, I was
Yeah.
thinking maybe we could, like pause and try to attune to that power, and like be led by the feeling instead of our eyes, because I think that might.
I think we should try it. What's the worst that could happen?
Our senses. I think something's beguiling our senses.
Okay, I'll start.
Sorry. Just
What?
what's the largest tree in this sort of repeating cube?
The largest tree in the repeating cube.
150 feet aura area.
Well, damn near all of them would go above like the range of your dark vision. But
I just mean, is there like one with a particularly distinctive trunk shape, or like one that looks different than the rest?
yeah, I'd say there is one that's sort of just like massive, maybe like sort of like 15-foot diameter, and it has like this is probably the one like the biggest like landmark. Where it looked like it was like almost like where like I'm stumbling over my words. There's like the base of the tree, and then as the trunk climbs up, in like one section, it looks like it was almost like pierced through something or like parted it, but then it just continues to grow. It's not a large gap, maybe like 6 inches or so, but it's enough to notice it's like a big like chunk that passes most of the way through the tree.
So, on my side of the tree, below the needle's eye, I'm gonna take out the javelin of lightning and hatch like sort of like crudely hatch just a cross into it, like an X.
Awesome, you can
And then
definitely do that.
I'd just like to rush off on my own 150 feet that away and find this tree in the next repeating terrain box and see if I can spot the same beneath the needle's eye if there's that mark is reflected in the new instance of that terrain.
Got it. Okay, so you'll be doing that. Sparks are getting ready to attune.
He disappears and we never see him.
Yeah,
again.
he's just gone.
It'll be fine, guys.
Is anyone going with Kalis, or is anyone doing anything else during this time?
I mean, both sparks are trying to attune to it, so one of us can at least, succeed. So.
I kind of want to appraise the other team a little bit. Just kind of, I don't know, just take stock of what it seems like they can do, what their deal is. I don't know.
I'll give you a choice. You can either make,
Mhm.
as you're sort of keeping on them, you can either make me an investigation or an insight check. Because I know you love those. So you'll be doing that.
First in 2024, guys.
Oh
Woo.
boy, set the tone for the rest of the year. And
First of
Oh.
many.
Oh God.
are you doing? Is there anything you want to do, Zelthar? Or are you just hanging out?
I'm just hanging
It's
out.
alright.
Okay.
That's not great. It's alright.
So we're gonna go down the list. Actually, no, we're gonna start with Terran because Terran is that's the easiest one.
Cool. Everything looks fine.
So as you're looking them up and down, as they have like they're sort of sitting along the trees and they're just seemingly having sort of small talk conversation. At least Vaughn and Kin, the wizard and the barbarian, are, and you see the person who seems to be the bard based on the typical bardic attire. Has these sort of like several notebooks they have laid out on their laps that they seem to go through. One thing that you notice first is that like they definitely have like that certain air of confidence about them. Like maybe not that they know the jungle, but they're at least experienced with the unfamiliar. And in a way, there's that sort of small bit of reassurances that like, oh, these guys aren't all amateurs.
I guess.
You also notice like a few other like smaller things, which like whether it be sort of magical items that what's it called Vaughn would have as he's sort of examining a few in his pack that sort of give the signal that like they've got some stuff, some tricks up their sleeve, and in a way it very much feels like mirroring of almost your own group, where it's that group of people who, while they know they're not in control, they know they're not screwed. And what's the best way to describe it? Yeah, you notice anything? You had a 15.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. No, I mean
It's alright.
15's a better. A 10 is average, or like a quote unquote normal score. But yeah, they just seem to be like fairly like confident, like competent people. You don't sense like
Okay.
any areas of like nervousness or anything like that.
I'm getting weird vibes from any of them or anything like that.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't say you would get any weird vibes. You can definitely tell they have personality quirks. Because one thing, how would I say? You know, the fact that they have the same job as you means they're not normal.
That's fair. That's fair.
And we don't know what all that entails. They at least don't feel unsafe or anything like that. All right, so that's that. Kalis, as you mark the tree and then run off into the jungle, to go investigate to see where you can find the next tree further down, you notice that the next tree does not have that mark on it.
Okay.
That you had put on there. It seems to be perfectly normal as what's it called? As all the other ones were.
I return and that's it.
Yep, and the mark you left on the other tree is still there.
Oh, that's good.
So they at least seem to be different trees, or they're got a cool trick. But lastly, as Sparks and Sparks are in this area, you guys probably be on like the opposite sides over here, and you find yourselves attempting to attune to the ley lines that exist within the Emerald Lane. What I would like for you to do is make me a charisma saving throw. It's going to be your charisma plus your proficiency. So you can just roll it as a charisma save.
For a second, I thought you were going to say roll me a sparks check.
Roll me a sparks check.
And go ahead.
Would you like me to roll it for 1 and 2, or just for 1?
You can just roll it at advantage.
I mean, I'm going to be rolling at advantage anyway, boss, because I have luck.
Then I will say, yes, Sparks 1 and Sparks 2 can roll. For this specifically.
26 for Sparks 1. Oh, Sparks 2 is having a bad day. Sparks 2 is going to use a point of luck. I mean, I doubt it'll make any difference, but Sparks 2, they're separate people.
I mean, a 2, you can get a lot of higher numbers than a 2.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't know what Sparks one rolled.
19? Okay.
That wasn't good. Sparks 2 was having a bad day.
So, as the both of you are across the clearing and everyone else is sort of silently just waiting, you see a few, like Ranford seems to be like watching expectantly, unsure of what exactly you're attempting to do. You can tell he's not the most magically inclined. And from your brief experiences swapping out with other sparks, you would know he doesn't know much about spell work besides the ones that he knows. Um,
I mean, I presume Vaughn knows a little.
Oh yeah, no, well yeah, Vaughn and
Vaughn kind of
Vaughn and
guess what I'm doing.
Elza are both more familiar. But you know, sorcerers and wizards, they work a little different.
Yeah.
But
Way
there
better.
is this sort. It almost feels like a warm breeze that sort of floats over you in the area as you feel yourself sitting on the ground, and for a second, there's a flash of concern as like you feel like you're almost like stuck to it for a second as you find your body unable to move. And with that, you sort of open your eyes, and everyone else who would notice around you, his eyes are this glittering gold that sort of almost like illuminate the area like around his face, sort of accentuating the shadows under his cheeks and above and below his brow. And after a second, Sparks 2 also has that same sort of radiant glow in their eyes. Is this sort of golden energy takes over them.
I presume our Croxical friend is freaking the fuck out right now.
He's sitting at the edge of the camp. And more so confusing to everybody else is as Sparks 1 and Sparks 2 begin to rise from where they're standing, you notice that they begin to walk towards each other. And if it was making any direct movement, go ahead. But when they get
yeah, if they're walking like directly both towards each other at the same time.
Yeah, like because they're on the opposite sides, and you notice that they have both gotten up and beginning to walk towards each other.
Do I know which one is ours?
Yes.
I grab that one and I start pulling him back, like towards our group.
Make me a strength check.
Statistically speaking, you shouldn't be able to fail this.
Why would you say anything, man?
Yeah, I mean, okay, this is a bonus action, so I can do it at the same time. So I'm gonna rage at the same time, because that why not do that?
Oh, you don't gotta roll anything, Sparks. You're not making this roll.
What the fuck?
Oh, am I not? Have I lost control of my body?
You don't seem to be the one walking, but you do know you're walking.
Okay. Cool. Great.
Sorry, gotta do that. It's only by the rules. God fucking damn it.
Did you?
God fucking damn it. I think it's only. Well, actually, that kind of works in this case. Yeah. So the ground at 50 feet of Sparks and I, is difficult terrain for other Sparks and other people.
Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Is it a athletics or a strength?
Athletics, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's great, in fact.
20.
Just a 23.
I cannot roll that high.
So as you sort of grasp onto like his arm to begin to pull him backwards, it's almost like you're pulling on like it's like you're trying to grab at like a boulder falling off a cliff. Whatever like sort of unnatural strength is bringing the force of these two together is something that you are able to hold on to and like sort of pull away, but just barely. Oh,
I've killed him.
No.
I've done it.
We'll give that a second. That's I guess.
Elijah, what have you done to me?
I got him good.
I heard as you, and then it just.
Yes. And as you grasp at him, like sort of like grabbing onto his arm to like pull him back towards you, as it feels like you're trying to like hold on to like a weight falling off a cliff, as the amount of like force is one that his body should not be able to generate.
Yeah.
And you find yourself able to like at least stop him in place and begin to slowly drag him backwards, but it is taking much more effort than you would ever assume you needed to do. You would ever assume you needed.
For the record, I'll make the ground difficult terrain for both Sparkses.
Okay.
It's like I'm physically impelling him away from himself.
Yeah. And you notice, but when the point they get to about 15 feet away from each other, is that one's still making his way forward. His kin is going to grab him, or because he's going to follow your actions because it seems like this is a bad thing. They
I need
stop.
some help.
They stop within 15 feet of each other, and at no point has their bodies like at least stopped facing exactly towards each other. And simultaneously, both hands will sort of reach out to each other, almost like pointing at the other one.
I'm gonna tackle Sparks away from Sparks if I could do that.
Yeah, they're not close to touching.
Yeah, we're 15 feet
right.
away. It's fine.
Yeah.
We stopped.
I don't like this though.
And simultaneously, they say, "Blessed are thee, given a quest by my goddess herself. You have found yourself to be one who feels her presence in a place such as this. You, as they accentuate the point, may enter unfettered. And those who were required for this quest shall join you as well. But only the path will be something given to you. The obstacles you must fight through yourself." And with that, you watch as they still have that golden tint in their eyes, but both of them, like, their sort of like shoulder slump for a second, as almost as they were like a puppet with a strings cut. And you regain control of yourself, Sparks, as well as Sparks 2 as well. And he's confused and breathing heavily.
Let's go talk over here. Let's go talk over.
Oh, we're close. As he like scurries away.
Could you squeeze this tight, Kalis, please?
You got really strong all of a second there, man.
I'm always
And your eyes
strong.
started glowing golden.
Are my eyes still golden?
Your eyes are still
I can see
golden.
them.
Yeah.
So I have a question, just visual. Like, as I look through the jungle, can I see like a path? Do I have Assassin's Creed vision where I can, I have eagle eyes and I can see the path suddenly?
That would be a good way to describe it.
That's the vibe that I got as soon as you did the eyes. I was like, yeah, this is what this. Oh, I'm not in control. Shit. Well,
Was the voice...
I mean,
Sorry.
no, you go first.
I was gonna say, was the voice speaking through them, or was the voice like coming out?
It was speaking through them,
Okay.
and it did not sound like their voice. It was just their mouth.
That. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see a path, like, and Sparks will just kind of point into the jungle. I presume this slightly winding path that is not the route that we've been following.
Not exactly, no. Like, it's definitely not a straight shot, I'll say that. And you can see much further. You can see past the darkness, past the trees. Like, far past where your normal vision would even allow to with all these obstructions. But you know where the right way is. Even if your eyes were closed, you feel like you would know exactly where to walk.
I can see. Kellis, are you gonna let go?
Yeah. You're over here. He like does your shoulders, like pats you, like you're good. You're just
sort of,
away from your
strokes his fur a little bit.
your twin.
Okay.
That's, something you did there.
What
Connected
did I
with
do?
something.
Well, I mean, I
explained that to
magic.
Sparks. What happened?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I attuned to the magic, and it said the magic of its god. Maybe this is like a creature of Mistra or something.
And at that point, Vaughn would speak up. It could be one of her servants. Mistra has many minor gods that serve under her. Could be one of them. There are none named Boz, though. But maybe that could be a local name.
An angel or something, but minor gods. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
like
well, I mean,
there's a few. I actually forgot the name of a few of them. But the god of wizards is a servant under Mistra. Naturally, makes sense. as well as a few others got a prophecy and future telling, that type of thing. Azoth, that was his name.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
few lesser gods.
So another addition that I would like to say is that I don't know what's going on with my eyes right now, but like I can see really far. Like, you know how I don't know how you guys see, but like, you know, in the darkness, you know, usually it drops off at a level and then you can't see into the dark. I can see like
You can see miles.
so far. I can see like the curvature of Revedia.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You see where we're going?
Yeah, there's a path. It's, you know, kind of shiny.
Can both of you see that? The same path, or are they different? Or do you see
Well,
different
the path
paths?
I can see and Sparks one will point to where the path is. Do you see that, Sparks two?
Yep, see it. Same
Alright.
You see a
path, I
different
think.
one? Same path? Okay.
I think so. I can't see what he sees, but I can see what I see, and if I add what he sees with what I see, then I think it's the same.
Are you? He's pointing at it. Are you seeing where he's pointing?
There. And you
Okay.
watch as like he points and sort of like trails along the path that, and you can see that he's pointing towards like the same way that you're seeing Sparks. As he sort of traces
Can
it.
I see whatever is, I mean, affecting, you know, like basically causing the terrain to repeat itself? Do I see some like something funky?
Something funky. So from what you can tell, everything, all the wildlife, it is real. It's not illusory or anything like that. But you get the sense that it's real, but it was like intentionally like placed. Like this area feels, it has like, as you're looking it through this vision and as you have the bigger picture, it feels artificial, almost if it was created to be specifically like this.
I guess Sparks 2 would like to tell this to Taryn, because she seems like one of the types that would, you know, you're weird and
Thanks.
insightful and an investigative, and I don't know, I feel like this would be useful information to you. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Well, on the plus side, Bars, or whatever it is, said, you guys can come with me, from what you said, so I guess we should go.
Alright, well, I'll stay close, but I guess you're leading the way now, Sparks. And sort of Manfred speaks up.
Yeah, the other one will make sure that nobody falls off the path, you know, like, so let's go. It's this way. You said that that I can almost see the path like with my eyes closed. Can I see the path with my eyes closed?
Yeah, well, you don't see it, but you feel like where you're
Feel
supposed
it.
to be walking.
I feel like the feelings, certainly the first Sparks would probably close his eyes and just be pulled by the feeling.
And you can certainly do that. And as you guys find yourselves making your way forward, within about 10 minutes, you hear the sound of rushing water. And you hear, for the first time since, for a while now, Bruce picks up, that's the sound of the falls. That means we are too close. They already have the golden eyes. You should have got rid of them back there. This means Boz is very, very close.
Can you remain calm?
I'm very calm right now. The only reason I'm calm is because I have a duty to serve. Because I owe a debt. However, I don't want to die for a stupid reason.
Well, I mean, you heard what I said earlier, right? So it's a good thing.
There's no good things when Boz is involved.
Okay. I'm sorry, Case.
You know what? Don't worry about it. Juggin will keep you safe.
As he looks back at Jugum, as she just sort of smiles at him.
Like her army of the dead, just like rattling.
And you see, he says something to himself in a language you can't understand, but he does take a few steps closer to Jugun. It does not seem to be a pleasant thing. But he shuts back up.
And if you attack us again, she'll drain the moisture out of your flesh, and all your blood will evaporate into dust. But you should be fine.
He's already ignoring you again.
As we go, because Spark specifically told me that this situation we've been walking through seems artificially created, like intentionally placed there kind of thing, I kind of want to, not that I've got special eyesight like he does or anything like that, but I kind of want to keep an eye out to see if something changes or when or what.
So the first thing that would change would be something to be like fairly apparent to everyone. Is that sound of rushing water becomes to get closer and closer. What you see before you is a cutoff where the trees actually stop. And Sparks, you're walking with your eyes closed, so you wouldn't notice this. But the area in front of you seems to be like a large, like circular, maybe about 150 feet across, and you would notice that. So like the one river, but it seems like almost like smaller streams all coming, sort of converging into this area as these waterfalls are heading down into this opening. And at the bottom of it, maybe about 80 feet below, you see what would look like sort of like coming out of the ground a bit, like compressed. What looks like a large, like not star shaped. It's like the symbol of Mistress, so it's vaguely star shaped. I'll repost it for those who are not familiar with. Ooh,
Yes, the Chaos Star of Mistra.
yeah. Oh, I misspelled it terribly. In fact, it didn't even look like I was trying to spell that. Google couldn't guess.
Oof.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It would be the one with the road, or the road. Where is that? We look, yeah. Make it like that. And that symbol itself would be like 15 feet across, so pretty large, sort of like coming up out of the ground a bit. And as you guys are all walking and you're looking at this, you notice that Sparks 1 is continuing to walk, going straight off the cliff.
No, I will stop him. I will. If no one else is going to ground him, I will.
Yeah, no, is you
I
Grab the
mean,
back of his-
Kalis
yeah,
probably
Kalis
does,
is right
'cause,
there.
yeah.
So
You know,
Yeah.
he just ah, what? Probably should have kept my eyes open. It's quite interesting.
So yeah, you see that clearing, and it's a sheer drop off all the way around. The area you're standing on is like one of the few parts that doesn't have like water on it, or like where the waterfalls are. And below that, yeah, 150 feet across, sort of larger pools across the bottom, and at the middle of the area is a symbol about 15 feet across on a platform itself, which is 30 feet across.
Does this looks very much like the altar, doesn't it? That little.
Yeah, you know you're here.
Okay.
Like,
So I just gotta figure a way to get down.
and no, you can see it. Just keep walking.
Yeah, but I know I can see it, but like, didn't you say that there's a cliff that I would fall?
Yeah, to everyone. Yeah, it looks like you were about to walk straight off the cliff, but you can clearly see like walking forward. It would slope down, or you could walk down, walk directly to where the bottom of the symbol is.
Well, I'm gonna turn to Kalis and go, I got this, and then walk down the slope.
And as his foot touches absolutely nothing, he does not fall. Continues moving forward on a downward slope, slowly making his way towards it. And you see Ranford
What?
looking
I
nervous.
mean, as the rest of them,
I'm going to stay directly on his footsteps.
Yeah.
As I notice like the hesitance, can I like go back up to them, grab some dirt, and kind of like, if I throw the dirt along the bridge, does it
Nope.
become
Falls
more
right through.
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, that was supposed to reassure you guys, but follow me, I guess.
It did not reassure. I don't know anybody at all.
All right,
So will it only work for you?
I walk off the cliff after Sparks.
Okay, Lewis.
And following his footsteps, you're also not falling. The area that when you step,
Okay.
it feels shaky almost. Like you can't. It's hard to step on it with like confidence. It's almost like when you tentatively put each foot down. It's holding your weight perfectly fine, but there's like almost like you're like something else is filling you like with this uncertainty. It doesn't feel like well maybe you have your own uncertainty, but there's definitely that something else that you feel like sort of pushing on your emotions a bit as you attempt to cross the threshold.
I do an FPS
That's-
emote and start dancing on the invisible air.
All right, so as you gritty to the altar,
Does it work? Do I die?
do not gritty at Mistra.
but it seems chill. It seems like
Yeah.
anywhere you place your feet, it's like good.
Yeah. You can-
Considering that, like, I feel like this, I'm again, like, I'm gonna just close my eyes and, I'm gonna believe
yeah.
in the faith of the path.
And it's very good that there's two of you, because as Sparks is walking from behind, occasionally sort of correcting somebody's step, because this is not a straight path. You notice it kind of like spirals a bit going around before coming down to the bottom. But without difficulty, you guys are able to get there. As you guys find yourselves standing at the base of the platform.
Does Rusk want to stay here?
Rusk is not. He has not walked.
He's like, nah.
Can we leave him with Jugan?
I'll keep an eye on things in case the snake men come back. Is that agreeable?
Maybe we'll leave him at the cliff edge.
Yeah.
This might be a bridge too far for him.
It's funny that Liz froze mid animation.
It's like the end of an 80s movie. Like, yeah.
Oh no, am I back?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, we see you
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was only for like 5 seconds, but it was perfect.
Just like the end of the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Exactly. What about Elijah? Is this temple? Are we in the middle of the valley, like western Mount Hills, eastern hills? Like, where are we?
You seem to be so the river runs along like the west side of the mountain. You still seem to be on you haven't seemed to cross the other side of the river or anything like that, so you're like the south. It's like the middle southern area. If I could where's the
Can I just say something that I thought of? You know, when I said that I've stood off the cliff, I thought you were going to say, oh, your boots are flying, and make sure that you don't fall.
It'd be
Who are the
about
rest
like
of us?
right like here.
The rest of us are following down.
Yep. And as I said, you guys all get to the base of this platform difficulty free as long as you're following the footsteps.
Oh no.
And feel free to make perception checks as well. Actually, now you wouldn't need to make I'll be generous with fuck it. You would notice that from the bottom of the pool underneath you, you can't see fully what the creatures are. You just see these vague silhouettes every now and then. But you do see these golden eyes of all these different aquatic creatures that are within those pools below, like sort of circling like the area of the platform. So you're definitely not down there alone. I should say that. Most of it, if you're looking at the silhouettes, it seems to be like fish. Some very large. You can't really identify them from the distance, and also due to the water and the darkness. But definitely, you can see the eyes of creatures down there. You're assuming, or you could assume, for people who don't have the bridge, with anyone who fell or tried to swim.
I'm beginning to think Boz isn't a big dinosaur.
Why?
It doesn't seem the vibe here. Seems like the locals' understanding of Mistra.
I was gonna say, didn't Boz just speak through both sparks earlier? That was my assumption.
I mean, could still be a big dinosaur that follows
I mean,
Mistra.
Vaughn would speak up. Maybe it's many dinosaurs. You see a massive
It's
golden-eyed
French.
creature, it wouldn't be hard to think that. This might just be one of the massive creatures that's controlled by him. They mistook it for him. Reasonable assumption
true.
with the size of some of these things. I haven't.
Hey,
No, go on.
I've just, well, you know, like the golden eyes, that's, it just worries me, because, I mean, the golden eyes are useful. I just, you know, maybe I'm still being controlled.
Possibly.
Say something that only I would know.
Blue cat. Circus. All right. Does that count? Well, there's other people there.
Really, you'd have to ask a question. You could just tell him things that he would know.
Oh, I got a good one. Fuck. Let me think.
Well, you better know. You better make sure that Joe knows this.
Oh, Joe knows this. He would look at you, as you watch like his sort of face changes for a second as he figures out. A keen edge is the last thing you see.
Okay.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like only we know that. Did you tell them?
Oh, yeah, probably. Especially if we're in the neighborhood.
Oh.
Cool.
All right, we're still real.
I feel like if you were being
Good.
controlled, I feel like if you're being controlled to an unfortunate end, you wouldn't have been led to the invisible bridge, well, pathway that led you down. It would have just gone over the edge. So,
I mean, yeah, but I was making myself feel better, okay?
Yeah, it helps.
I'm sorry, I'm not here for that.
Okay.
I mean, because, canon's important to us here. Just for the sake of the canon, Kayla's like Gangnam style dances all the way down the end of the bridge, the invisible bridge. Just for the sake of it.
Okay.
Sparks 1 is like, whoosh, pushes you off halfway down.
Just presses on him really hard, really.
I have this lodestone, man. You can't stop this from. I can just cast fly.
True.
God.
But yeah, you find yourself at you find yourself at the base of the platform. The symbol's a few feet ahead of you. As I said, it's pretty large. It's about like 15 feet in diameter. It's a large, like, circular thing. The eyes don't give you specific instructions. I will say that, but you know you're in the right place.
Should we both go on the platform? Do you think everyone should go on the platform, or should
get like a circle on the platform, like a circle around it?
I mean, there's 8 stars, so I guess like one person on each star, maybe something like that.
I think there's more than 8 of us. There's definitely more than 8 of us.
I mean, I know there's 8 of us, but like, why don't we start with?
We can do that. We can star. We can just 8 star.
So sorry, is this like a temple we're at, or just like literally a dais?
It's just like a dais.
Oh, but it's amid a bunch of waterfalls in like in the middle of like a lake kind of an area.
Yeah.
Or pond.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 7 stars, not 8.
Okay.
What about
it's an 8-pointed star, but 7 of them.
People who can do magic stand at the points, since there's more of us than there are points. Imagine that we're all down there now. We're all on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the symbol itself is painted on the.
It's like it's not just painted; it's like raised up a little bit as well. It's like I couldn't remember the word for it. Not embossed.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is.
Or something like that. Well, I
'Cause
think
I can't
Much
do
like
magic.
a coin, for example.
So I feel like
I
if,
thought you could.
We have
why do you think I could do magic? Like, I know I'm really good, but it's not magic.
says we can all cast spells. Even Kin can, not as well, but he knows a few. But he knows a few.
I think it's just Taran that can't cast them, I guess.
Nope.
Well, spread out. And Ranford will take. He'll wait. Sparks 2 will wait for you to find a point so you can go from the furthest one.
I will. I'm gonna go to the star at the top.
Okay, so he'll be on the bottom side then. And as you guys sort of line up around this area, there is a sort of loud sound as the water itself seems to almost like be flowing like faster from the falls behind you.
Hmm.
As like there's this increase in the flow of water, like you can see where the waterfall's at, like the sort of instead of it curving like straight down, it's starting to like the streams rise a little bit as it's coming down with more force. And this platform is raised maybe like 3 feet above the water, above like where the water line is, and you can see that visibly the water is starting to rise up to the level of the platform.
Maybe. I mean, maybe the water rising is a good thing. Maybe not.
Could be a good thing.
But why? Well, why don't we all? We've all got cantrips, right? All of us that are on stars. There's 7 of us that are on stars, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure we can cast a spell or something.
Why don't we like try channeling magic and then using the power of the ley line to enhance that magic, and maybe we'll get somewhere?
I don't think anyone else here besides us knows how to connect with a ley line, but we can at least try casting a spell.
It's. Have you guys never connected with a ley line before?
And as you say that, you notice that water is beginning to lap the edge of the platform itself, like coming up to the edge of it. Taryn, you're not on the dais, right?
I guess I'm only like, is the entire dais like the edge, or is there like a lip,
Yeah.
or
So it's like the lip where like it's raised up a bit. So you can stand on the platform without standing on one of the stars because like the whole thing is raised.
yeah, I'm probably doing that. Just like standing like maybe in between one of the stars, like not like in the center, but like still around the
Like the
perimeter.
bottom area or something. Or is that like
Yeah, whatever's closer to the like where we came onto it. I didn't walk too far from the
Okay.
path onto it.
Cool.
For the record, DM, I'm going to be on one of the platforms because I am a big magic boy.
Mm-hmm.
I have one cantrip. I know one cantrip.
True, you do.
Sparks is going to try his best to describe how he uses the power of the ley line. To him, it probably is very unhelpful because it's from the thought of a sorcerer, and only Sparks really gets it. But he's gonna try, and then he's gonna go, right, so we try it in 3, 2, 1, go.
Sure.
Would you like me to roll like a check to see if I can describe it even vaguely helpfully?
Make me an Arcana check, sure.
Okie dokie, boss. Arcana. Ooh,
13?
that's. I'm gonna use a luck point. 23. There we go.
So you see, everyone at least understands what you're saying. You see Ken not doing so great. He's kind of just nodding his head. But with the water sort of coming up, almost encompassing the platform itself and kind of the dais, Vaughn goes, I think we should just do the magic part now.
Okay. So, me and Sparks 2 are going to cast magic and try and enhance the magic from the power of the ley line.
Alrighty. They'll just cast generic cantrip. And I'll...
Basically, what I want me and Sparks to do is me and the other Sparks. God, it's so weird saying that. Like ray of frost around the edge of the dais to basically like make a barrier to stop the water
Mm-hmm.
encompassing us. I don't know if that's the opposite effect of what we should be going for, but that's what's in my head.
So, as you all do so, and there is this sort of flash of spells from everyone is casting. Um, you don't see it happen, but you're immediately hit with sensation as well, for you, Sparks, it'd be a little bit different because you're the smallest. The water is at your neck, almost as if it had just flashed that position. As it just instantly rose. Um, and with that, you see as this area is beginning to fill, beneath your feet, because you're still able to stand on the platform itself, you can feel yourself moving, as if the dice itself is beginning to twist and turn clockwise. And as you guys are sort of all standing on this platform and it's turning forward, the water beginning to rise even faster now. You feel yourself like your feet still on the platform to the point where you would have to swim in any other circumstance. You still feel like you're on the platform, and you see people like holding their breath as a natural reaction as you guys are beginning to go lower and lower as this is twisting downwards, making the way. And after a certain point, everyone's heads would be beneath water.
Sparks, like, upon feeling the water reach up to his neck, is going to immediately, like, hiss out in annoyance or, discomfort, because you know how much he hates water. And I would
Yeah.
imagine at the speed that it is happening, he would be shouting that underwater at,
Yeah.
very quickly.
And as you get a mouthful of water, you're not choking on it or anything. You seem to be able to. You see there's a few moments of panic as everyone's confused. But Ellis being one of the first people not to hold their breath that long, you'd watch as the air would leave their mouth, and as a natural reaction, and as they would go to like suck in water, as their sort of body, they realize that they breathe in perfectly fine.
Why
And
did
they're
it
looking
have
around
to be
confused.
water? Why did it have to be water?
I mean, we all have clicks in the manta ray, so I'm just going to put my hood up to the extent that I can to like the nubs of my hood, my antlers, and then yeah, I can swim.
Indeed.
I don't think we need to swim. I think we just have to wait.
Yeah, and as you guys are
why couldn't it have been something
lowering,
else?
and eventually as you continue to go deeper and deeper, and the little bit of light that is coming from up above begins to fade away as it's just you all in the darkness. You see light beginning to form beneath you. And you see the area settle as the platform stops moving. And it'd be right in front of where you're standing, Taryn. Is you see this glowing light, almost like a doorway, out past the water underneath it. And directly in front of you, or I guess it'd be directly behind you because you'd be facing the inside, is you see a single step going off the platform. Or well, no, I guess you have good dark vision, so you'd be able to see several steps going down off the platform.
Is it? Are we still like underwater, or is it like beneath the water?
No, you guys still feel You're still underwater. You're
Okay. I didn't know like if it was like water and then we went below it, or if it was still like.
yeah, but you don't have that like weightlessness of water. You can feel yourself encompassed by it, but it doesn't feel like like when you're swimming or anything like that. You don't feel like the weight of it.
Does it feel wet?
Um, does it feel wet?
Like, do we feel wet, or is it just like, I don't know?
I'm gonna say no. It doesn't feel wet.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you're only really wet after you get out of the water. While you're in the water, everything's wet. So you are and you aren't.
Thanks, Kalis. Thanks, big magic boy.
But yeah, you
Does
see
anyone
those steps in front of you.
see a way to go? Wait, do I see, with my magic eyes? I presume I see them through the.
I mean, you can all see the light clearly, but your eyes aren't giving you a path anymore.
Are my eyes lighting the way? Well, I mean, not like physically. Are they the light source down here? Other
No,
than the big light source.
no, your light only gives off heat for like a foot or so, like directly like around your face.
Okay. It's not like I have lamps for eyes. Okay. Okay. That's good.
All right. And as you guys begin to file down the staircase, you what's it called? I guess you'd probably take the first step, Terrence, you're the closest to the stairs. And as you begin to step down, and you're sort of like foot breaches the area, it feels free. Like it doesn't feel like you're in that sort of stuff anymore. And as you sort of fully exit it and look behind you, it seems to be like that area is like an entire column of this what looks like water but didn't feel like water.
Yeah.
Um,
Huh.
and everyone else as they begin to file about that, you would find yourselves in a circular room with this sort of hallway. It's about 20 feet wide that extends further down to a set of double doors with the symbol of Mistra on it. Along it are these sconces giving off this sort of like blue light that radiates and fills the area. But you guys are all able to step into this with no difficulties. So you make your way off the platform and into the room itself. There doesn't seem to be at least anything in this room else of note, though.
Can I check for traps?
You can, if you'd like to.
A life of an adventuring and an empty corridor makes me feel uncomfortable. Is that an investigation?
Investigation, yes. Sorry.
I feel pretty good about this corridor.
Good corridor.
Good corridor. Why would it be trapped? You know.
Yeah, you don't
What's
see
the
anything
idea?
else. You don't see anything of note or causes of concern.
So is this room, the sort of circular or cylindrical room we emerge into, is it dry like the water that isn't wet or dry like air?
Dry like air.
But like the water is like suspended above us as if like by like some
No,
sort
it's
of Super
it's
Mario Galaxy.
It's like
It's
surrounding
a
the
column.
platform, like a column of the platform.
Oh, okay. So it's just like, and then that's in
like
the
a big
middle of
old
this
column.
circular room, the
Correct.
water beam of light water situation. Gotcha. Cool.
I would like to walk to the door.
Okay.
Now that I know that the room is not trapped.
So, as you do so, and the door opens in front of you. Before it opens before you touch it, I should have been more clear. You see in front of you 3 statues. The first of which is on the left side. You see a man with a hooded face. The entire body is hooded in what seems to be like pretty typical wizard's robes. But the part that stands out is looking at not only his eyes, but the eyes above his eyes and below his eyes, and covering the entirety of his face. And from what you can see through the sleeve part of the statues where his arms aren't covered, his entire body seems to be covered in them.
In eyes.
In eyes, yes.
This does not fill me with joy.
That's the statue on the left.
Yes.
The statue on the right looks to be a wizard with sort of long beard and this flowing hair, and he's positioned differently. The other one is sort of standing there, almost like solemnly, but this one has like arm outstretched, and as part of the statue is like a staff, and almost like he's like leaving, it's like as he's what's it called, like walking, and in the center of which you would see a very familiar statue because you've seen her. It's a statue of the goddess Mistra. And in her hands is this sort of large tome that she seems to be reading into, looking. No, her head would be like sort of like looking up, and the tome would be in her hands.
What was it? Sorry, what was the deal with the one statue on the left again?
The one. So
Eyes.
the statue on the left would be a man covered in eyes.
covered in eyes. Okay, all right. Argos, Argos.
No eyeballs.
What? Argos.
Hmm?
What?
Peacock.
Okay.
He's definitely peacocking. Let's say.
Greek mythology. Don't worry about
I
it.
see. Oh. Oops. And in front of each of these statues would also be an object. On the left and right, respectively, above the traveling man, there seems to be a staff of some sort. The eye guy has a sort of large crystal ball. And in front of the statue of Mistra, instead of being on like a pedestal, it's like on like a larger like table, is this very large tome. Like height wise, like it's maybe like 2 feet tall. It's this massive book. And these objects are all in front of the statues.
Was it a staff in front of the walking wizard?
Yes, a staff.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hey, Vaughn.
And at that point, oh, go ahead.
I mean, I know most are in the middle, but you know, you're a wizard. Do you recognize these wizard types?
And as he's going to speak, name. Alice would sort of speak, walking forward. You see sort of her face in awe. Those are Savras and Azoth. Azoth, the god of wizards, or the lord of spells. And Savras, the lord of divination.
Well,
This is incredible.
Savras,
They all have duties under Mistra. I've read about these. I've never. This is a lot. And I think the one in the middle is obvious. I'm assuming these are set forth as a trial of some sort. Your boss said something about obstacles.
I was really hoping that would be the water, you know, and the bridge. The horrible invisible bridge in the water and the.
I'm thinking that was just the start, Sparks.
Yeah, probably, but
So, are we allowed to assist you? It says that you needed to overcome the obstacles yourself, but we're allowed to go with you, so.
I think you're allowed to assist me, otherwise why would you be here?
To be
think so.
cheerleaders? I don't know.
Morals apart.
You can.
They just have like a bunch of signs that are like.
Mhm.
And as you guys are talking,
ideas?
you notice that a page flips on the central statue.
Mm-mm.
Cool.
The statues are made of like what's called what a material looks to be like bronze. And as that page flips on the bronze statue, which is a weird thing to happen, you see what's it called? The head of Mistra, which is already raised, lower a little bit as it looks down upon you all. Bum bum bum. One second. This is important. And I have a space heater drying out my eye. I need to turn that. The statue looks down, looking towards where you are, looking at you, Sparks. And she says, I know you've come a long way. And it's for a noble deed that you come here for my blessing. Not for yourself, but for something you found, for something important to you. My temple is guarded by one of my by one of my most loyal servants, Finia. And I'll type that in the chat.
Do I recognize this name?
Make me a history check.
Oh, well. I don't think I'm going to succeed that.
He is known for his fickleness, but he will be the one who you must impress in order to gain my blessing. I have prepared what tools I can for you. But from here, Sparks, with the help of you and the allies you've earned up to this point, must be done by that, or I can interfere no more further.
Before you go, this Finia, how do I impress him? What does he like?
And you watch as the head raises back up, but the statue freezes into a smile. You notice the expression on it has changed.
Can't be that easy, can it?
Ask him about his interests.
And from this point in this room, because this would enter into like a rectangular room, you see halls that go down both sides of it and then like curve forward. It would be to the left on one side and the right on another, but they both go in the same direction.
I presume that the things that are in front of each of these statues are in fact bronze as well. They're not like
No, they're like
not
actual like things. Like
oh, so there is actually a book then.
yeah, there's an actual book, there's an actual orb, and the staff itself is real too.
Okay. Hey, my two favorite wizard people.
There's two wizards here?
No, I'm talking about Alice and Vaughn. Come on, you recognize them immediately, so I automatically think it's smart. Do you know about Vinia and how we might impress whatever this loyal servant is?
So you see as Finia, or not, as Alice goes through some of her books for a second. Because, you know, being a lore person. I did some research into Mistra and all that stuff before coming out here. Finia was a worshipper of Mistra, doesn't say a long time ago. Apparently, what else? Was also a devout worshipper of Savras, god of prophecy and divination magic. He devoted himself to sites of the future, prophecy, that sort of thing, and through that, he gained insights into an event that would happen that would lead to. Interesting. I forgot my notes. Finia, in a way, Finia did a great service for Mistra by preventing an incident that would have occurred with magic that would have caused issues with the weave, like what happened a long time ago.
Okay.
So in a way, he kind of saved Mistra's life or something. Normally,
Okay.
Savras is the one who's supposed to monitor those things, but I guess that makes sense. He also worships Savras. There's eyes everywhere, so I'm assuming they have some connection. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have anything about impressing a minor deity, though. Or I don't know if they're a deity, but a servant at least.
And these three objects, any idea what they might do?
Not by just looking at them. And Vaughn goes, I can identify them if you give me a few minutes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think we're in any rush. Or at least Mr. didn't. I mean, I question. You all saw when Mr. looked down to look at me? That wasn't me just.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that was a visible
same
thing.
thing.
Yeah, she said that was
Okay,
his
cool,
talking
cool,
statue.
cool,
That
cool,
happened.
cool.
That was real.
Okay, that's fine. Like, sometimes, the gods, they do this funny thing where only one person sees, and then you turn back and you say, hey, this thing happened. And then everyone turns around and looks at you and goes, what? That's happened too many times. So, I just needed to make sure that you guys saw that. Thank you.
Well, we can give him a look. And yes, you're not hallucinating. That was just weird. It was a god
Cool,
thing.
cool,
Not bad.
cool.
I shouldn't call that weird. I think that's bad.
I think the gods know they're weird, or at least to us mortals. They work in mysterious ways, etc., etc.
Okay. So Vaughn would make his way up as he would begin casting Identify on the book itself. And as magic is cast on it, the tome automatically opens up, and you see for a second as his eyes flash with the power of the arcane spell. He looks over at you and goes, "This is possibly okay. One of the greatest finds any magic caster. I want to test something. Sparks, can you please come here?"
Could you tell me like what it does first before? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And as you look at it, and you can see the words on it more clearly now, it seems to be a spell book of some kind. And wizard spell books are kind of finicky in the way that everyone has their own because they're personalized. It's like, how did you figure out how to do it? But as you're looking at it, you can clearly read all of these, and it does well. And it doesn't just seem to be the ability to read it. It's almost as if like you wrote down like, oh, like the feeling of like when you cast fireball, you sort of imagine this sort of burning sensation that happens within you as the magic begins to swirl and turn, and then holding out your hands, the magic throws itself out onto the field, and it's almost as if it's like a decipherable spell book. And as he says that, Vaughn looks over at you and he says, "I looked through the pages to see what spells it had in it, and then I started trying to find which ones it didn't." If you're catching on to what I'm saying, it just
Okay.
seems to
So
be.
what you're telling me is that all of the spells in creation are in this book. Yes.
It seems to be the case.
Cool.
From what the Identify said, you're not going to be able to cast any spells outside of your limits, but you have access to them. At least a few times, and then the book's going to disintegrate. We get 3.
Oh. Okay. I was really excited as a sorcerer for a minute then. As someone that doesn't really get a lot of spells, you said like all of them, my eyes opened to
I
the
mean,
possibilities. I was like, you're a wizard now, and now you're saying it's only for 3
that's
spells.
still
Okay.
incredible. This is the summation of an incredible amount of magical knowledge.
Okay. I think this means more to you as a wizard than it does to me. But okay.
I'll go to the orb.
I'm sorry, I'm not as jazzed as you were.
No, I just thought
I
you.
bet it doesn't know Druidcraft because there's Druid in the name.
No, it's.
I flick to the page and I point. Oh, right there.
Yeah. It's in the cantrips alphabetical order. Druidcraft is there. It's very weird seeing what feels to be your handwriting of spells you've never cast, but it's there.
Yvonne, I have a question. When you look at it, is it in your handwriting?
Indeed, yes.
Okay, it's the same for me, so I was just wondering. And this is cool.
Wait, does it
Is
have my
3 each, or
handwriting
is
in
it
it?
just 3 altogether?
I was just about to ask that.
Is it just pictograms for Caleb?
Be chicken scratch.
Yeah, it's only the cantrip section.
Oh,
That's great. I love it.
But the best way I can describe it, it's. See, I don't know what Kalis' handwriting looks like, because I don't know if he's ever written anything down. But it's
It's
something
chicken
that
scratch.
it's something that you can read and understand.
Hey, so Taran, just out of character, do you have spells or not? Any spells? I have a
mean,
question then.
through
When
items?
Taran looks at the book, is it empty? She just looks at it and it goes, yes,
Like I
empty
can
book.
like I've got
No
an item
spells.
that I can cast a spell through, but not like myself, but like an item.
Taryn, do you try and look at the book?
I'll peer over their shoulders and be like, "What's all the hubbub about over here?"
Um, So the book is not empty for you. However, written in a handwriting that is not yours,
Hmm.
you see that there are some pages in there. Let me 1 second.
Boy.
I feel like I'm too visibly excited. Fuck, I don't remember their name. You would see most of these pages that are filled with your sister's handwriting. But many of the pages are just pitch black.
Spicy.
Well, that's a little unsettling in a lot of ways.
Why, Taryn? What did you see in the book?
A lot of black.
Like ink spilled over the page?
Or like the
It
void.
looks like the page was soaked in ink. Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. Like if the pages were just dipped in ink entirely, completely black. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Elijah.
yes, sir.
So I have a weird question. I know it said specifically it will only allow you to cast spells that you can currently do.
Mm-hmm.
But considering that I know it's a physical possibility that it happened in a previous time, can I look in the book to see if I can see any 10th level spells? Not that I would be able to achieve
In
it, but like
Mistra's house. In
That's
Mistra's house,
wild.
Joe.
just like, oh, you know, if I'm channeling on a ley line and I ever have 9th level spells, maybe I'll be able
The
to
statue
cast
turns
this.
its head, starts narrowing its eyes.
Here's what I will tell you.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
As you turn to the page towards the back of the book where it has 9th level magic, including spells, and you're like, oh, that's a thing that people can do. You notice that there seems to be pages past that point, but you can, like, the page will not turn. The book will only close instead of revealing those pages. At least unless you're trying to do something else. But just where you're looking at it normally, there's something there that's almost like teasing you. It's there, but you can't. It's not letting you at it.
Could I? Is there any sort of check that I could do to see what? I look. You have dangled a curiosity in front of a cat. I need to at least check. Give me something. Curiosity.
I'm not going to tell you what type of check you can make, but you're welcome to present an idea of me and how you would do it, and I'll tell you what you need to roll.
Okay.
Roll for licking your fingers.
While he's doing that, I have a question. How many spells were there that I saw in my sister's hand?
The book
Just
was full.
ballpark. Oh, the book was full.
Yeah, it wasn't like only up to third. See, the book contains all the spells. It's just you can't cast ones.
Well, I
Like
just know that. Yeah, you just said that a good portion of the pages were just like black. So I was just wondering, like, what was the proportion of
maybe about a
her
third of the
handwriting?
book.
A third of the book is black or spells.
Black.
Okay.
Okay, I have one possible idea.
Okay.
I want to remember the feeling and like basically encompass my entire body with that feeling. You know when I drank the magic goo that nearly blew me apart? I want to try and basically channel almost that feeling into myself to see if I can, you know, as a not like remember the feeling with it and maybe attempt to trick the pages.
You're
That
trying to pretend you're like one of the ancient people. In a way.
maybe.
Okay. You know, I'd say if you were into some way, given that you're at the heart of multiple ley lines, you could attempt to channel that through there. I'd say it'd be an incredibly high DC to do it.
I expected that anyway. Don't worry.
I will allow you to make a charisma check with your proficiency. The DC is. Let me think. I'm going to put it at 27.
27. 27. Charisma check with my proficiency. Oh, okay.
20. Yeah. I feel 28, but we'll leave it at 27.
Ellis.
Yes.
I would like to walk over and I would just like to whisper in their ear, and I just say, "Could I have a bardic inspiration?" I'm just going to see if I can
I thought he was the impulsive one.
10th level spell.
And you notice that when
No,
she does
this is the impulsive one. There's two of us. This
Ah.
is definitely the impulsive one that's doing this.
she doesn't. You notice that when she inspires, it's more of like what's it called? And she takes a brief moment and she recalls blah, fuck, I cannot remember any words tonight. This is what happens when I don't do this for too long. This happens every time. What am I talking about? I can't. What's their name? Bum. And she says, "Go forth with the insight of Arcanus." And you feel inspired. We'll say that.
Can I get Juggin to bless me? Not bless me. Guide me.
She can also just do that. She can just cast guidance on you while you're there.
Well, I wanted both. That was the thing.
You can bard. You can inspire and guide somebody. The same person.
Oh yeah, I can't
Only
remember.
Juggin's here.
Oh yeah, Jungin's watching. She's on guard duty outside.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so it was a charisma check, yeah.
Yes, and I believe you get a D10 for her inspiration.
I've got sparks too, so I've got 2 points of luck on this to throw in. Okay.
And I will say, as you finally get ready to do it, you definitely have like a very foreboding feeling.
Sparks 2, he's got no impulse control. He's already doing it. Sparks 1 is like, what is this sixth sense that I'm getting?
Let me make sure it's the right die. I believe it's... Yeah, it's a D10.
That's a 10.
So that is... Okay.
34.
That is a 34. So you watch as this magic channels through you, and just for a second, you feel it's almost like a high. Like as you feel like this sort of lightness begin to fill your body. And Sparks disappears in front of the book.
Sparks? The other one turns.
And
What did he do?
and from Sparks 2's perspective, he's no longer there either. What you do is you find yourself in this room, and all upon it you see these sort of floating words and thoughts, and there is only one spell written in here. It seems that this entire area is the encompassment of one spell, and just looking at it, the enchantments alone would take weeks to cast. Just the verbal components alone. And there's no words that tell you, but the name of the spell is End of Era. And I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
What's the DC? Because I just want to tell you if there's actually any point in me rolling it, because I have a -1.
No, don't roll.
Okay, cool. Oh no, I have a +1. Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
Does a 9 beat it?
No. No, when forcing yourself into unknown knowledge of the cosmos, a 9 does not beat it.
We've got 9 lives, so I guess it makes sense.
Alrighty.
Oh.
So, as you find your mind overflowing with this knowledge, struggling to comprehend what could possibly mean, you see flashes of fire and destruction. You see the sprouting of plants and new life, almost as if you are watching the end of creation and the beginning of it once more. And you realize this spell is not 10th level. You thought, oh, 10 comes after 9. Logically, this would be 10. You're not aware of what level of magic it could be because it's to the point it seems to be a level of magic that's meant for a god. And as you do that, you feel your entire body beginning to burn away. Like as if this sort of fire is beginning to quell within you. There's a sharp pain that starts at the top of your head and goes all the way down to your feet. And you take... This is fair.
Hard.
You know.
Should have asked Dragon to cast Death Ward on me before I came in here.
You take 118 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
As you find yourself ejected, and you guys watch as, after a moment, he's gone for at least what feels like 5 minutes. You guys are all trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. He comes back, crumpled to the floor. Oh no, go ahead. Would you like to add something?
No, I want you. I know you rolled that, but could you just look at how many hit points Sparks 2 has? If anything, it is the perfect roll.
He has 118 max HP.
A lot of HP.
This is the part where I'm an asshole. As Sparks comes out, you see him completely unaware out of it, also unconscious. But you watch as he is quickly healed by Ellis, who sees his form. You see like foam coming out of the sides of his mouth, a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. So I need you to hopefully temporarily put the intelligence and charisma score of Sparks 2 to 1.
Intelligence and charisma. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine.
It's essentially feeble-minded.
I presume someone other than Sparks is going to heal the other Sparks.
Oh yeah,
he's
no.
at least conscious.
He's conscious, yeah. And in this delirious, murmuring, incomprehensible state, Ellis just looks back. What the fuck?
What did you do?
He wanted to read the book. He was looking at the book. You were looking at because he saw the 9th level pages, and there were pages after that, so he's like, I should read those.
Why did you let him?
Because he's the one paying me for this. I wasn't going to say no.
We are paying you.
He is. You are.
I don't
This
think
is
he's
literally
paying anyone ever.
Well, you are, because him, that's not the point right now. What did he see?
How am I supposed to know? Either way, it wasn't good. He appears to be licking the floor.
Actually, technically, I'm only going to be able to do this once, and hopefully it will work. And Yep, luckily that is on the bard spell list.
Heal.
She is going to attempt to cast Greater Restoration.
Okay.
And as she does so, you watch as she begins to cast the spell. There is immediately almost like a feedback. She has like a visible like reaction. And she's going, "That's not right." And she goes to cast a spell one more time, and it does go through the second time. And you watch as Sparks 2 begins to slowly, still stammering a bit in confusion, but at least coherent.
Should I put his
Yeah,
stats back up to a more reasonable level? or
yeah,
are
yeah.
they still
I forgot she could cure
mildly
feeble
buggered?
mind. No, they'll be at normal
Yeah.
stats.
Does he remember anything of it?
Yes. He was not able to retain the knowledge of casting of the spell, but he remembers what happened at the very least, and it ending on the knowledge of that it was directly a punishment from Mistra.
Mm. What did you do? The bad stuff. I did the bad stuff. Less curious. I may have looked at slightly higher spells than 10th. Something.
Past
Power of the
10th.
gods. Spells for the gods. Spells for the gods. Yeah.
So, at this point, I want to speak up just as a note, so now that we know. When a goddess gives you an object of her blessing that maybe feels like her spell book, don't read the part you're not supposed to.
I didn't want to see that far. I just wanted to. There was this cool. Look, okay, well,
We're gonna do great in here, guys.
we fought some people in a mine, in somebody's mine, and there was cool beings. They were called the Ancient Ones, quotation marks, and they were super powerful and super cool. And I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be like really cool if we had like the magic that they had, or we could become one of them in the future. And that's what I was looking for, and apparently I looked a little bit too far.
And
Okay,
yeah.
so the orb.
And as Vaughn is still there, well, I feel like there's a reason these things were put left to right. The orb allows you to see slightly into the future. A few seconds at least. So possibly if you were holding this, you would have known that was going to happen and wouldn't have done that. But here we are.
Oh, that would have been really useful.
Yes. While holding the orb, you have the effect of the foresight spell.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And I did the staff while everyone was worrying. And what the staff allows is wind channeling magic. It'll blah, 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 blah. It also has 3 uses, and for each one, you will be able to cast a spell at a level 2 times higher than it would normally be. Not multiplied by 2, added. Just to be clear.
I need to wait until I can cast 9th level magic. So Sparks 2 and Sparks 1 just goes, no!
I feel like there's a lesson that should be learned here and hasn't been yet. But at least now we know what we have.
So the orb, does that also have a disintegration clause?
It is not that I'm aware of. But I have a feeling that it probably won't exist once it leaves this place.
So
Do
Can
you
these
think
items-
all of them? Yeah.
probably, I'd say that they probably only exist in this place, just because of the trial nature of this, I guess. But I wonder, can the Sparkses only be the ones to use these items, or can any of you magic users
I mean,
use them?
as I said, Vaughn was holding the orb. As you ask that question, he finishes the question. He says what you're about to say directly before you say it. It's like, seems we're all able to.
Good.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it seems like the only thing that would be functional for someone other than a spellcaster is this sort of ability to see in the future. I think that would be useful for, I mean, anyone.
Yeah.
If there's trials ahead of indeterminate nature.
Well, I don't know about Laurel. I guess it depends on what will impress this Phinia.
I would imagine
I feel
that
like we
should keep
probably didn't
Sparks.
ingratiate ourselves to them based on the sort of corpse that got flung out of the book.
I mean, he's still alive, and I just think that we should keep Sparks 2 away from the trials. No offense, buddy.
Well, only one of you can probably go anyways, because you can't get too close together, so.
You're right, so why don't we leave Sparks 2 here? And
Take
Alas,
the
you
book.
should watch him.
If you leave me here with you, what's going to happen is at some point he's just going to wander off, and then I'm going to have to be the only person that follows him.
Okay,
I think if
okay,
we're being
now-
honest, it's safer if he's with us, probably. Because that
Okay,
way he's
okay.
monitored by more people. Because
You're
I
right,
don't know if
you're
I
right.
have the ability to fully stop him from doing something like that on my own.
That's a very valid statement.
As long as you don't enable him, it's a good
Wait,
start.
do you think, shit, I should have done this. Do you think animal friendship would have worked on Sparks too when he was under the effects of Feeble Mind?
Still a humanoid, but good thought.
Intelligence is less than 4.
Is a cat person.
That's gotta be bigoted in some way.
Goddamn racists!
It's okay. I've literally already been accused of being racist against Tabaxi in different D&D settings, and they were right. I was.
Hey man,
I
gnomes
hate
exist, so I can't
felines
say anything.
so much.
Fucking
Why are you
gnomes.
so mean?
I'm literally D&D racist right now.
Okay, well, I've heard that from reading a manual that adventurers should always go left, and there's a left tunnel, so I guess we pick all of our things up and we go left. To the left trial.
Seems suitable to me.
So, are we... What are we doing? Who's doing what with these items?
Well,
Also, are they
I
attunement
mean,
items?
You don't need to attune to them.
what does the staff look like? Is it very cool looking?
Most important.
Aesthetically?
It's large, pretty metal. It's made out of like it's like jet black. And at the top of it, it like begins to like twist a bit, and then it like sort of separates and meets again at the top, almost as if something is meant to be like in that there's like a gap in the middle of it, almost as just like a spot to like put something.
Like Sauron's staff.
Kinda, yeah. Let me make sure I remember what that looks like.
Like what you described.
Hey,
Yeah,
I pick up
kinda, yeah.
Saruman's staff and go this way.
anyone
Wait,
want
And then I
to...
pick up the Palanthea as well, that clearly has a giant eye in the middle, and I can foresee the future.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, why don't we roll for who gets to use the orb? Like anyone want to throw their name in the hat?
Questy here.
Okay, well,
He's not
You can have it, it's
long.
fine. I think we need you to carry the book, Kalis.
The book isn't
Only
heavy.
because it's
Why?
is it
Yeah,
not
that
heavy?
can
I mean,
carry
it's
too.
2 feet tall. It's half my size.
The book
It's
is
a
almost
book, I
weightless.
presume it's okay. Cool. I just presumed.
I can just read cantrips in it.
At that
We'll be able to
point,
cast every cantrip that has ever been.
I've
kind of
got
a
an
waste of it,
idea.
though.
I pick up the
Alice-
book.
Alice will go.
And
If we're gonna not figure it out, I would love to take that book off your hands.
I was gonna say we should figure out who gets what. Like it would be the most useful because did we determine if it was one use for the book can
3.
be used by
3
everybody?
uses for the book, and
Per
you have to be
person?
able to
3
no,
uses flat.
Just
Okay.
3
Okay.
uses flat. 3 uses for the staff flat, and then the orb exists only in this space. I mean, I think the others probably exist only in this space, which is a shame because the staff is really cool. Hey, could you could someone get a sketch down of the staff? Because when we get back, I think it would be really cool to have a staff this shape, even if it doesn't do anything. It's aesthetically pleasing me.
This
All right. So anyway, above game, like whatever, the orb doesn't do anything for a spellcaster really, unless you're like casting like fire bolts. It just gives you advantage on attack rolls and gives
gives you
enemies disadvantage on attacking you, and then also saving throw benefits and all that
yeah.
stuff.
Foresight gives you advantage on everything, and everything disadvantage against you.
But like you don't,
So,
I guess, doing the action of casting a spell as opposed to like being cast upon with a spell, a diverse spell, like it's not a direct benefit.
no.
Foresight
I mean,
isn't.
that's if the trials are going to be combat based, but they might be check based, or a mix. I don't know.
You guys
I don't
also
know how
could
to
just hand each
interact
other the
with
items as necessary.
Exactly.
Because you
They're
know
not
who
attunement.
benefits a lot from having advantage all the time.
Who does?
I think
Probably
I think
somebody.
you should go to Kalis.
Yeah.
Not to the
yeah.
rogue.
Anyone but
I-
you.
I think everyone should better roll higher than me if they want
I
to
don't
use the
think we
orb.
should roll for it. I just think we should have
I
it
think we
depending
should
on
roll
use.
for it.
Of course, you
Okay,
want
I
it.
rolled 118. You see that?
That's true.
All right, Tara got
rich.
the highest roll. She got 118, even though she didn't roll it.
Yeah. It says my name.
Are we assuming this conversation is happening as you're starting to make your way down the hall?
Yes.
I
Cool.
mean, these two are bickering for it, so you
Cool.
know.
I can
This
just
is
take
like-
the orb from Kalis. Just sleight of hand it.
That's
You
true.
could. Yeah, you could. Is this where it ends? Is this where the party falls apart?
I mean, you could try to sleight of hand it, but he'd see it coming.
Yeah, but once you got it, then he wouldn't.
Okay, so you're seeing the orb 20 minutes? I'm confused. Oh, minimum 10. I see.
So eventually, as you
I
guys
think you
stop
just get it. I
bickering
don't
about the
think I
orb,
can do anything to countermand though.
you
Fine,
will
just take it as I go.
begin making your way down this hall, which curves around the right and begins to turn and descend a little bit. Not sloping like dramatically, but you can feel yourselves going deeper and deeper into the earth. And as you do so, you see the hallway begin to sort of expand and open up. And this room is shaped like a triangle.
like a triangle.
Like a triangle. The opposite point of which is on the other side of the room. You guys would be coming in. Oh, well, I guess whatever side you came in would be the flat side because it's points in the opposite end because it's an equilateral triangle, not obtuse. We don't do that shit here. I don't know why I said it like that.
Or a right angle triangle.
No hypotenuse.
But in this room, as you begin to step in, the first thing you do is you see these sort of shifting patterns on the walls to your left and right. The other one's made of these sort of vibrant like blue greens. And on the opposite side, you see these red and gold patterns that, at least the one, they seem to be like these like moving like fractal geometric patterns. And as you're, but fuck, I cannot speak English right now. Oh fuck, I was gonna say we should take 5, but it's already 9:45. Oh, shit, do I really want to? Here, I'll give you the intro to the so you can think about it for an entire week to 3.
Month.
Yeah, a week to 3 months. So you see these, and as you guys begin to get closer, you notice that so there's a triangular room, and then there's the hall you guys step in through, and that hallway goes all the way to the roof of this place. And on the side where you guys come in from, it's just like mirrors, it's reflected glass. It's sort of reflecting yourself and the room around you. Um, and fuck, I cannot speak English. As you're looking at the shifting hues of green and blue on one side and blue and black on the other, you notice that in the mirrors they are different colors. Bu- bu- bu-
The green, blue, and black and
I'm sorry,
gold.
black and gold. Yeah, or no, red and it was red and gold, green and blue. I apologize. I cannot fucking speak. And they seem to be different colors. On the green and blue wall, it seems to be shades of like where is it? Like this like lighter orange color and like this like more like lavender, like pinkish. And on the side where it's black and red, you see that it has this bum, 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 like this like darker blue tone to it. And yeah, it'd be darker blue and purple.
So black and red and green and blue initially. And then the
Yes.
mirrors reflect dark blue and purple and light orange and lavender pink.
Yeah.
Does it matter which side is which?
Well, yeah, no, the blue and green side is reflecting the fucking orange.
From where we are?
You know,
No,
yeah,
no, I mean, like,
wherever you're standing, it looks the same.
no,
Like the
yeah,
mirrors
from
are
where
showing the same reflections.
okay, from where we are, which side is green and blue and which side is red and black?
Left is green and blue. Right
Okay.
is red and gold. Blah, red and gold. Red and gold. Ugh.
Red and gold.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm sorry. Is this the hallway?
No,
This is the triangle.
this is a
Well,
triangular
then you
shaped
mean
room.
left and right, then there's 3 walls.
There's a wall on your
Well,
left,
like,
and
well,
because it's a triangle. So
yeah,
left
because we
wall,
come in
right
on
wall.
like the base, and then there's
The
the
bottom
two
of the
sides in
triangle.
either of
So there's
us.
no mirrors on the base wall of the triangle room.
No, the mirrors are on the base wall behind you guys.
Yeah.
From entering. So if you walk in, the mirrors are behind you.
But not on these edges of the triangle. Only on
Yeah.
the base side.
Yeah,
here
only on
and
the base side.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's very hard to visualize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll put a map up next time.
I'm drawing a
My
I'm drawing
brain
a
cannot.
diagram.
Uh,
So one more question about the colors. This is probably just too into the weeds, but I want to know, like, do they correspond? Like, is the dark blue replacing the red?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like replacing the color,
And
causing the reflection.
okay, and then for green and blue, is the light orange replacing the green or the blue?
The orange would be replacing the blue.
Okay. I don't know if that is important, but I wanted to make note of it just in case.
And as you guys flee into the room, you see words beginning to form on the walls. And they form on both sides. You notice that, yeah, they form on both sides, sort of coming outwards. There's a beauty in symmetry, for that in which we can find the patterns through life. And once one finds the pattern, one can find the path.
I got all that for once.
Me too. We did it.
Um,
Is there anything at the points that we can see, or is it just
It just the walls meet there,
okay? Okay.
and like the colors like don't cross or anything really. It's just like there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'll let you guys sit on that, and then when we come back, will deal with this first trial.
So many notes from the session. So many notes.
Good
I-
notes or
I know you like
Has
typing.
backstory notes, Sparks notes, other Sparks notes.
Sparks notes, Spark notes. Ah, get it? Like high school.
That's a good one.
ha?
Well, you can't see my knee.
10th level spell notes. We do
No,
it.
no, 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 no. Not
Already.
10th. It's probably like 13th, 14th level. From the way that
Well,
you described
I'll say
it, which is not good.
what you guys learned in Astro and Demon is that they were capable of casting up to 14th level spells. That was a thing that
14th
they had.
level spells.
So what that level
Cool.
could be, I'll leave you to figure it out. So maybe that's something they could have.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not important to me right now. But
The
with
only
that,
14th level spell is a spell called Godsmack.
Godsmack, yes. It's when your followers get a little too mouthy. With that, yeah, you got it. Usual jazz. Thanks for watching, and if you didn't, no, thank you.
Yeah, we really don't know you anything at that point. Sorry.
Yeah, you won't even hear this. It's fucked up.
I wish you well in life. I mean, no shade,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
It's not
But
gonna be as good if you would have watched, but do you?
hopefully, we will see each other next week. That's what my
Awesome.
fingers are crossed for. 'Cause now that the holidays are over, the bullshit is gone.
I'll
So.
see every one of you next month. It's been nice seeing you.
Alrighty. Godspeed.
see
Thanks
you
for
guys
watching.
soon.
Fuck out of here. There we go.